Hey everyone, how is it going? Welcome back. Welcome to our fortnightly news update on everything that is happening within the English Pokemon TCG. We're going to look at all of the new announcements, some new cards that have come out, basically everything you need to know to keep up to date with collecting. So let's just jump right into it and go over everything that's happened in the last 2 weeks. Now, obviously the biggest news is that we are slap bang in the middle of the pre-release window for Journey Together. So lots of new cards coming out. Obviously there's a full new set. We're not going to go into everything that's in the set. You'll be able to see that popping up soon, maybe play some pre-releases of your own. But let's have a look at what promos and variants are associated with these events. So if you do one of these events, when you open up your build and battle kit, the first thing you'll notice at the start of your 40 card deck is one of 4 different promos. There's either En's Darmanitan, Iono's Kilowattrel, Lily's Rabombi, or Hop's Snorlax. And these are SV Blackstar promos 181 through 184. Now, unlike in the past, build and battle kits are not just for pre-releases. They do come to stores for regular sale after the set is released. They'll also show up in GameStop and some other places like that. So if you didn't manage to get the promos last weekend or aren't going to get them this week or this weekend, there are still going to be more options for you to pick up this product in the future. But what is exclusive to these weekends are the staff versions of these cards. These are the same 4 promos, but they do have the word staff in raised gold lettering on the bottom. These are given out exclusively to people who help run or judge these pre-release events. Now, interestingly for this set, the word staff appears in the bottom right of the card. This is because these are all owners Pokemon, which is a big mechanic, a big feature of this set. So they feature the picture of the trainer in the lower right of the artwork, and then with the Journey Together logo in the lower left of the artwork. There just isn't really a good place to put the word staff on the artwork of the card, so they moved it to the bottom. Now, as I'm sure you also might know, often pre-releases and build and battle kits will have exclusive non-foil variants of foil cards from sets. I've done a couple of pre-releases up to this point, and I've asked around and tried to view other people who are opening at the same tables as me, and the only ones I've been able to find so far are the Iono's Kilowattrel and Noivern, which come in non-foil but would be foil in the regular set. If there do turn out to be any more, I will definitely update in a future video. But for now, that's all I can say that there is. If any of you opened any build and battle kits that are different non-foil rares, even if they're from an older set, be sure to let me know in the comments and I'll update. It's always good to know if anything from an older set gets repeated. Next up, you may have remembered a discussion a little while back about enhanced booster boxes for Journey Together and what exactly that means. Well, we now know that the promo is going to be an illustration rare of En's Reshiram with the Journey Together logo on the card. It is a variant numbered within the set as opposed to being a Blackstar promo, so the card En's Reshiram in this illustration does appear in the set as normal. The Journey Together logo is the only exclusive thing for the enhanced booster box. And there really is no other difference to the booster box either, other than it says on the top of the box includes an extra promo card and has this promo card in it. The 36 packs that you'll find within the box are exactly the same. In terms of how widespread the enhanced booster boxes are, all I can say is that we know that the boxes we got at pre-release, you get a booster box in the pre-release kit case to give everyone their prizes, those were not enhanced. Those didn't have the Reshiram promos in them. It's been rumoured that the whole of the US is going to get enhanced booster boxes for everything else. I'll hopefully know that a bit more next week when I actually get my case from our local store. But very cool card, and I'm just hoping that they're protected and inside the boxes well enough where you're going to be able to get a mint copy of this easy enough. It does seem like, unfortunately, something where it could very easily be damaged in every box just because of shipment, depending on where they put it, but fingers crossed. Another Journey Together variant that we have a bit more of an update on. If you'll remember from the last video, we talked about how the Asia countries that release English language cards had talked about how they were releasing a Hop's Snorlax that had the set logo on it, and we speculated that that might be the US's GameStop promo and the Australia-New Zealand EB Games promo. Well, we have at minimum had it confirmed that that is going to be our GameStop promo. I would expect the EB Games version to not really get announced and just start showing up at EB Games stores around the time that the GameStop one has been given out. Generally, that's how it works. EB Games doesn't seem to make a big fuss of it online. Pokemon doesn't really advertise it as well. And I would also assume that European stores are going to have the set logo version that is also appearing in Asia. Again, in a future video, once we know that for definite, we'll update it. But the European version will likely be exactly the same as the Asia version, if that is how the release goes. But that's how the release has gone for years now. Every set where the US gets its GameStop one, there is an EB Games version, there is a set logo version. And then another slight update on some cards from a couple of videos ago now, the Professor's Research promo set. The Professor program set of the 4 Professor researchers with the different professors on from Prismatic Evolutions. We talked about them being announced at EUIC. Even with a bit of a delay, those have now gone live on the Professor store. They actually went live today as I'm recording this. They cost, I believe, 20 points for a pack of all 4. You get all 4 together in a pack. You can select your language, and each professor can order up to 2 packs per year. I think that's total. I don't think it's 2 packs in every language. So if you're a professor and you've got some points built up, and this is a thing you want, make sure you get over to the Professor store pretty quickly and get those ordered. We now also have an announcement for a future promo card that is coming. So, in Asia over the last few years, although not in the English language Asia countries, there's been a card called Celebratory Fanfare. This card's been awarded to players who did well during a tournament season, and I know that at least it's in Japanese and I believe some of the other Asian languages too. Well, it's been announced that in 2025, for the first time, this card is now going out to countries outside of Asia as well. The card will go out to players who earn Ace Trainer status, which means getting 200 championship points or more. Now, in previous years, when they used to do a points threshold for qualifying for Worlds, I believe the qualification process, or the qualification number, was around 400 to 500 in North America and Europe, a little bit lower in Oceania and Latin America. Although, interestingly, Latin America doesn't qualify to be able to get this Ace Trainer status, they said for logistical reasons, which hopefully will change going forward. The 200 point threshold can be earned by players in TCG, VGC, or Go, and they've also said that a select number of Unite teams in each region will also get the Ace Trainer status and get the rewards for it. It seems that each player who reaches this threshold is just going to get 1 copy of the Celebratory Fanfare. What's really going to make a difference in how rare this is are the copies outside of Asia language exclusive to the players who earned them, or are they all in English? While we can assume that every copy given out in the US is going to be in English, are the ones in Spain going to be in Spanish, or the ones in France going to be in French? Do players in Canada have the option of getting an English language or a French language copy because those are the languages that are legal in their tournament scene? These are questions we are still going to have answered probably towards the end of the tournament season, once they actually lock in who has reached this Ace Trainer threshold and start giving these promos out. I don't think these are going to be answers that we actually start getting soon. But I am very excited to see this one. Depending on if it is just 1 per player and depending on the languages, this could end up being one of the hardest Black Star promos to actually get. It could end up being one of the rarest, because even though there are going to be more people getting these than qualify for Worlds, there are a lot more of the Worlds player packs that actually go out than just the number of players qualified, because judges and staff all get player packs too. And of course, with Latin America being completely excluded from this, they won't be getting this when they do get the player packs. And if this Celebratory Fanfare is localized in language rather than every player getting 1 of every language, maybe it ends up being rarer than the World's player promos. But that is still a bit of speculation at this point. It's another one. There's been a bit of a running theme today that we're going to have to update stuff later, but that's all we have for the announcement right now. We don't even know what the card looks like, just that it's going to have the Play Pokemon stamp. So you'll have to just watch this space. And now, finally, as we often do, we are going to take a look over at the Asia countries that release English tournament cards. Now, we already knew that Ultra Ball Season 3 was going to be giving away Iris's Fighting Spirit. They announced this one early because the first Ultra Ball tournaments happened last weekend at pre-release for Journey Together. We have now had it confirmed that those are Cosmos Foil. That was to be expected. All of the other entry cards for any of the other tournaments this year have all been Cosmos Foil, but it's nice to have confirmation. Also, the Glass Trumpet promo that we knew about was going to be given out to players who hit a certain points threshold in last tournament season. That has now also started going out, and we do now also know that that one is Cosmos Foil 2, which is very nice. And we do also finally have a little bit of information about the upcoming Master Ball tournaments, which are going to be each country's big end-of-year tournament, kind of equivalent to their nationals. Weirdly, we don't know the participation card yet. That one is still listed coming soon, and it's the participation card that will likely have the judge version. But we do know the top 4 promo. Top 4 in each age division will receive an ENS Zoroark EX with the Master Ball logo. Now this is going to be pretty much the same as the Terapagos EX that was at the Premier Ball event. So there's going to be top 4 in each age division per country. There's going to be a total of 36 copies of this card out there. Strangely, I expect this card to not be as expensive as the Mew from the Ultra Ball events. Terapagos is not as expensive as the Mew from the Ultra Ball events, even though the Mew has way more copies out there because it's a 151 card. So many people are after that one. I'm kind of hoping anyway, because I need to try and get this Zoroark for David, and it'll be easier if it's a bit cheaper. Hopefully we should know the participation card very, very soon, and if there is a judge version, but I'm just refreshing that website every day. I will also say the other Master Ball stuff looks really cool. The playmat and sleeves and the trophies that they have for event look amazing. Alright, and that is it. That's everything to talk about this week. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something. Let me know in the comments, Are there any of these cards you're going to be hunting down? Are there any ones that you're wanting to add to your collection? Just let me know what you think and what you're excited about. As always, if there's any news you think I might have missed or anything you want to make sure I talk about in the next video in 2 weeks' time, be sure to drop that in a comment too. But of course, while there will be another one of these videos in 2 weeks' time, there'll be a lot more cool stuff coming up between now and then. So make sure you stay on the channel, you check it out. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.
We would like to say a huge thank you to everyone who chooses to support the DJ Gigabyte channel on Patreon. Join us to help out and get a look behind the scenes.
Thanks for watching. Check out some more videos right here.
And don't forget to subscribe for more awesome Pokemon content from DJ Gigabyte.
Gotta catch 'em all!